At the University of Minnesota, administrators are launching an assault on free speech as they are considering a new policy that could expel any student or fire any faculty member who uses the so-called wrong pronouns for other people. Experts say the policy will likely be unconstitutional, but that may not stop the left. Michael Rechtenwald is a professor at New York University. After he questioned himself the epidemic of political correctness on campus, he was attacked by his own school administration and later sued them for defamation. He now has a new book out called Springtime for Snowflakes. Professor Rechtenwald joins us right now. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Tammy.
Yeah, look, you, of all people, know the nature of what's happening. You'd think, look, New York's a liberal city, NYU is the most liberal university. With that, you think that all kinds of things are taught, and free thinking is taught, and the encouraging of ideas. But with this dynamic of, pronouns and firing people who don't use the right words, etc., this is not so far from what you would have expected, considering your experience and what your book talks about as well.
Absolutely. What's happening there with the pronouns in Minnesota is perfectly consistent with what I've documented in this book. I don't call them liberals. I call them the illiberal left. And they are entirely in control of the university system throughout the entire country.
You know, and this is where we have to worry because, of course, once you get out of high school, this is for many people their first experience with something beyond their hometown, with larger ideas, and it really has become a conditioning, if you will. It's like a conditioning camp. And then we wonder why someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the congressional candidate here, is a Democratic Socialist, majored in economics, but didn't understand how unemployment works.
Right.
So we've got people coming out of college who don't understand the facts of the business, but they know to hate conservatives.
Yes, I mean, rigorous disciplines have been replaced by indoctrination, by social justice, ideological indoctrination, in which it is not about whether you learn scientific or even other theoretical types of thinking. It is rather that you imbibe the correct pablum on a regular basis, and this is just a travesty. You
know, with the exception of a few universities, this seems to be nationwide. It's not just NYU or other universities. How did it happen? I mean, you're there, you're standing up against it.
Yes.
We know that your fellow professors have not supported you,
no.
That everyone's quiet because, you can lose a career. I mean, everything can be over. How are you faring at school and at work?
Well, I'm faring well just because I stand strong. You know, they did move my office to the Russian department, which is quite interesting.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yes, it is.
So at least still have a sense of humor.
But where it came from is what I track in my book. And it comes from a long lineage of thinking, most of it postmodern theory, but also Maoist and Soviet techniques and disciplinary ideas.
Well, see, that's what's so ironic here, is that American liberals, we stand against that. We stood against McCarthyism. It was, even if you have an idea that people don't like, then you can defeat it with a better idea.
Exactly.
That conversation has to happen.
Right.
And that's now effectively, it's being killed if it's not already killed in the American university system.
That's right. What they're doing now is that if you have an idea they deem discursive violence, as they call it, they don't allow you to even voice it whatsoever. And so they shut down alternative viewpoints. This allows, with lack of competition in the realm of ideas, it allows the most outlandish things to pass off as legitimate discourse.
So in your book, that becomes the issue. We know it's happened. What do parents do? What is the next step here? Are you suggesting something when it comes to defeating this, or at least changing the tide?
Yes, I do. I mean, my final conclusion is that social justice ideology is effectively a religion. And so what we have is a religion being proffered as if it's neutral ideas and doctrine.
Right.
And so what we have to do is fight it as a religion.
We've got to wrap it up. But people can get your book, Springtime for Snowflakes. My name is Tammy Bruce. That's it. Thanks for joining us. Stay for Fox.